Welcome back to the Animated Arcade. I'm Aaron.
I'm John.
And today we continue our journey, our adventure, our escapades through the Super Mario Bros. Super Show and Legend of Zelda in air date order.
Because this is a podcast where we watch video game cartoons. We laugh, riff, review, and share trivia.
It's a shallow dive, but
yeah,
enough into it that you get the point. You might decide to watch along with us on YouTube at Wild Brain Superheroes, Amazon Prime.
Buy the DVDs.
Steal the DVDs.
Also good. And there's a new Zelda. There's a new version of the Zelda DVD set that I'll talk about when we get to the next Zelda episode. But in the meantime, you can also download the N-Circle TV app if you got Roku or an Amazon TV Fire Stick. Whatever you use. You can get it for free on those. And it's got all the Mario shows and Zelda and some other Deke cookie jar rejects.
Does N-Circle also show up in the App Store?
No, not that I saw.
Okay.
I think it's just for the streaming devices apps right now.
All right.
But, I mean, it's all on YouTube anyway, so.
What other things can you actually find on the N-Circle streaming service?
Like I said, all three Mario shows, Legend of Zelda. They got Sonic SatAM and Sonic Boom and Sonic Underground, but not Adventures. But that's on YouTube anyway. Most of the Inspector Gadget cartoons and the Carmen Sandiego cartoon, and I think that 2010's Cat in the Hat cartoon. I think that's about all of it.
Okay.
But I mean, that's quite a bit, especially if you're going to put some kids in front of it.
Yes, that is actually quite a bit.
Now, the episodes we're watching today are Vampire Until Ready and the cartoon segment 20,000 Koopas Under the Sea. Do you remember your predictions at all? Me neither.
Jules Verne's Journey to the Center of the Earth.
Oh, yeah, that's right. However, did I forget that?
And for Vampire Until Ready, I don't know. It wasn't that.
No, I think I guessed that it might be what it was, at least a little bit.
Yes. But, what do you think? Should we get into Vampire Until Ready?
Yeah, let's do that.
With the Mario Brothers and plumbing's a game. We're not like the others who get all the fame. If you think is in trouble, you can call us on the double. We're faster than the others, you'll be hooked on the brothers. Hooked on the brothers.
Yo! There's a bat in the basement. Again,
this keeps happening. If only they'd fix that hatch to the subway. And by hatch, I mean the wall that they broke.
But we have a little bit more of an understanding of the layout after this. Or we're more confused. I haven't decided yet.
Yeah, we gained one piece of trivia. The one door past the pseudo bathroom sink apparently leads to a bathroom, among other things. I know it once led to the room that Luigi was in when he was possessed.
Yes.
But usually it just opens to not the pipe void, but a blank background.
Yeah, which is the hallway.
The hallway.
The dark hallway of horrors.
Yeah. Well, they've had a mummy, a wolfman, and at least one vampire. What if they had another vampire, Aaron?
Oh, well, they have a bat flying around. They've called the exterminator. And Mario's trying to hit it with a monkey wrench.
Yeah. And Luigi is impotently swatting at it with something else.
Yeah. And the bat finally lands on Luigi's head. And Mario's like, oh, I'm going to get it. The one good line of this entire show, both animated and live action for this episode. I will die on this hill. It was Luigi going, yeah, but hopefully with something a little softer than that.
Yeah. Yeah, Luigi was like, okay, no, I got it.
Yeah.
I know what I have to do, but Not the wrench.
Yes.
He's still a bit smart from getting all those bowling balls to the head while trapped in the Shadow Realm by Magic Johnson.
Oh.
But yeah, no. They have an exterminator on the way because Luigi is wondering where the heck the exterminator is. Mario says he's on his way, but he won't come out till after dark. And then the bat flies off screen. Now, I'm going to give them some credit. The practical, like, it's a fake rubber bat on a string, but you can't see the string.
No, you can't see the string.
Now, that might just be because of how low res the YouTube master of it is, but they did seem to go through the trouble of doing the old fishing line shot in such a way that it disappears routine.
Yes.
So that's good. I mean, that's probably James Murray at work.
Yeah, and they did they were a lot more energetic this one.
Yeah, this is a lot better so far than the last live action segment was, which is another one of those stand around and talk ones.
Yes.
But the exterminator shows up.
It cuts to cartoon first again.
Yeah, that's right. No.
No, he shows up right beforehand.
Yeah, that's the cliffhanger.
Yeah.
And it's their old
roommate
/ exchange student. Now, he's not named in this episode. Oh, at the end, what did they, during the Do the Mario, did they just call him the Exterminator?
Dracula.
Oh, they called him Dracula?
Yeah.
Okay, because it's Zoltan Dracula.
Yeah.
Played once again by Jim Ward. Only more cartoonishly this time. He's like flouncing his cape and gliding around. It was pretty funny.
Yes.
Well, it was endearing. Maybe funny is a strong word, but it was endearing.
Yeah. So, comes in and Mario or Luigi said something like, it seems like someone who needs a little bit more sun or something along that line.
Yeah, something about his tan.
Yeah.
Yeah. But at least they don't talk about his dentist bill.
Yeah. Oh. Cuts to cartoon. We come back. And the exterminator can't find the bat anywhere. Then he walks off screen and the bat appears. Then the Mario Brothers freak out. He walks back on screen. The bat's gone.
And the exterminator is starting to give them the look, hey, these guys are crazy.
Yes. So he asks to use the washroom. This is where the little boys' room.
Yeah, it's first door on the left in the hallway.
Yeah.
They don't have the lights on in that hallway. We know the squalor the bros live in.
Yeah.
We know that Edison has to hook them up off the grid on the grid.
Yep.
So, it's the old turn on the flashlight and face it upward to the ceiling in the bathroom routine.
Yep.
Not that Dracula manages to get to the can, because as soon as he disappears, there's the bat again.
And they scream and shout and twist and turn and however the song goes.
And splish splash.
Yeah.
But so Dracula basically tells them good day.
I said good day.
Yeah. Now, what is it he actually... I'm going to get out of here. I got...
No bat would live in this squalor or something like that.
Yeah, no bat would live in a dump like this. Which is, it sort of echoes what he first said when he got out of his crate in his first episode.
Yes.
You must be Mario. You must be Luigi. You must be kidding. This place is a dump.
Yeah.
But he cuts and runs. And then there's the bat again.
And they're hiding behind the tub garden.
Yes, the tub garden, as we learned its proper name. And
when did we learn that name?
Last episode.
Oh.
Yeah.
So, what, 6 weeks ago?
Yeah, young McDonald.
Yeah.
That was 2 weeks ago, probably. And they managed to catch the bat by Luigi pins it under a plunger.
And when the lights turn on, it's a good friend Dracula again with a plunger over his face.
Yeah. Oh, but to be fair, in between these scenes is Luigi realizing, they never saw the bat and the guy in the same place.
Yes.
And so they start to put it together, and this just confirms it. And it turns out Batman was just lonely.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, the Batman, with a hyphen.
Didn't have a family or friends to hang out with.
No, well, he went to that movie with his parents that time, and you know how these things go.
Yeah.
It was Shrek 4, and they never talked about it again.
Yeah. Isn't there supposed to be a Shrek 5 coming?
There's been a Shrek 5 coming since, 2016.
But... Oh.
But anyway, it turns out he just wants a friend. Or something.
Yeah, so they're like... going... Because he's a night person, he can't go bird watching, he can't... There's a few things.
Yeah, he mentions bird watching and catching pop flies.
Yep.
He got lumps on his head from that. And something else.
So the Mario brothers are like, we'll be your friend, we'll go bowling. Or we know someone right at the blood bank who would probably be just your type.
Yeah, which is a good joke. I like that.
That was a good joke. Middle third.
Yeah. That's two good jokes. It's the cream.
Yeah.
As the Macho Man taught me, the cream rises to the top. And we're definitely going to cut that promo into here.
Kogan, yeah. I am the cream, yeah. The cream of the crop. And there is no one that does it better than the Macho Man Randy Savage.
I would try it, but I don't want to ruin my new microphone.
Oh yeah, the cream rises to the top.
But the cream will rise to the top. Oh yeah, Macho Madness, yeah, has got more to offer than...
But, so they do the Mario, and that's it.
Yeah. Not a terrible. It was a little flat. We've had a lot worse ones.
Yeah.
It's the last one was way worse.
Yeah, this one wasn't boring. That one was boring. And Jim Ward actually acts. He's not walking around like whatever his name was.
Oh.
Nemesis.
Yeah, Scott Nems.
Yeah.
Nemesis.
Scotty
Star
Too
Trek
Naughty.
Nemesis.
Ooh. When I saw that, there was 4 people in the theater. Myself, my dad, and 2 strangers.
When you finished up, there was just one person in this theater. It was you. Everyone else left halfway through.
Yeah. It was a long walk home. And yeah, the guest actor is Jim Ward, who we previously talked about.
Episode 8.
Yeah, but also he was the orphan's father in episode 2. I think that's when we really went into detail on it.
Yeah.
But either way, you can look those up. He's a good supporting guy. He plays well with the other guys.
Yes, he has since retired from acting. I'm not sure if I went over this in the last one, so I'll just quickly talk about this. In 2021, he was no longer able to continue acting due to onset of Alzheimer's and complications with COVID-19 infections.
That'll do it.
So,
all joking aside, if you had any previous conditions, COVID just kind of wrecked the crap out of them.
Yeah.
But, his most recent thing, we talked about it before that I've seen him in, he voiced Commissioner Gordon in those 2 Adam West direct-to-video animated movies.
Yes.
But yeah. So without it having to break down the guest actor, I guess we might as well get into the cartoon. But first, I forgot to tell you that this episode originally aired October 17th, 1989.
So it's still a Halloween episode.
Yeah.
I can't wait to get to Christmas episodes.
Yeah, right before Halloween. All right, should we get onto the cartoon, get hooked on the brothers, and go for a swim?
That's a bad idea. This is the part I'm looking forward to the least.
Yeah, but just,
Deal with it?
pretty much. You gotta go into the deep end on these things.
Oh, fine, but I'm taking a bath after this.
Well, I know just the song to play, but first, we're gonna play this one.
Now, evil Koopa and his troopers are up to misbehaving.
Behaving.
The Princess Mushroom Land needs
Saving.
Abusing and confusing, everybody discovers they can't help but be hooked on the
Brothers.
So, 20,000 Koopas Under the Sea. This is an interesting one.
Yes.
Not a great one, Better than the last one, because it's actually fairly well animated and like it holds itself together. So the crew are on their way to Ocean World, and all it mentions is they're hoping to find some help against Koopa. They're not looking for specifically a hero, which is good because, you know, if you expect nothing, you're never disappointed.
Yeah. Can we watch the Waterworld show at Universal Studios Hollywood instead of talking about this?
I mean, it's a long walk, but we could. But in the meantime, they're in Happy Harbor. And it's, you know, a little village on the coast, some ships, some docks. And it's being attacked by what's obviously a mechanical dragon, sea dragon, monster sub-tank thing.
Mechagodzilla?
Yeah, if Mechagodzilla... never mind, not making that joke. So, it trashes a boat and wanders off. Because I think you can tell where this is going to go, but if you couldn't, it explains it in the very next scene. Because there's King Koopa sitting on a wash tub surrounded by a pair of bloopers, the squid guys from Mario 1. Basically telling him, I could solve your little monster problem if you all swear me in as your king. So he's just attempting, it's like, I don't think that's how it works. Especially when the actual royalty is standing right there. And Princess Toadstool once again calls him Koopa Stupa or Koopa the Stupa or one of those things that they say that never made sense and never will. I think it's because it almost sounds like stupid.
Yeah.
But this I'm trying to remember because this is an odd one. Koopa basically says, "Okay, how are you gonna stop it?" Instead of having me call it off, and no one has any idea because they just got there. And then this tall captain who's got a body shape very similar to Queen Rotunda from Love 'Em and Leave 'Em, but with a shock of ginger hair sticking out either side. And was she wearing a captain's hat?
I think so.
Yeah. I think she's kind of a spoof on someone, but I can't think of it. Maybe
Pippi Longstockings.
Maybe. Or didn't the one guy that guy played in Jaws have like ginger hair kind of coming out both sides? Not like that, obviously, but you know.
Maybe.
It's been a while. Yeah, you gotta get a bit closer. But anyway, this is Captain Abidab. As, like Ahab, and also a joke on something else that I can't remember.
Yeah.
And she figures that she's got a boat, she just needs a crew, and some volunteers, and everyone runs.
Except for the Mario Brothers, Princess Toadstool, Toad, and the rather upset mushroom person is the last to leave.
Yeah, it's another mushroom village that isn't quite a copy-paste of the other ones.
But all the people are the same.
Almost, yeah. But their eyes are different again. In the last one, they had weird storybook eyes, and this one they've got black dots. And once again, there's that one Toad with the Homestar Runner flat mouth. The one we always joke is particularly upset.
Yeah.
But anyway, the Luigi himself, instead of trying to cower, just says, "Looks like we're the volunteers." It's like he's starting to accept his lot in life. It's like he got screwed out of his chance to go back to Brooklyn, and he knows it.
Yep. He's never going back. The Dracula in the basement is not going to be waiting for him when he returns.
Yeah, I wonder if he just, we're assuming that it's like the Mario Brothers are like missing and presumed dead at this point in Brooklyn by the authorities. But does he show up every once in a while, with a cooler to hang out with his bros, the Mario Bros? Dot?
Yeah.
But anyway, I'd rather think about Dracula hanging out with the Mario Brothers than talk about this episode.
Oh.
So, Captain Abidab has her boat, the Mighty Peapod. And it's a giant boot.
Yes.
Now, does she call it a boot? Or does she say boat or vessel or ship? Or is it just the fact that it looks like a boat supposed to mean something?
I don't know. I honestly don't want to know.
Maybe single people driving boats. We don't know. Frankly, we don't want to know. And no, it's
But it's definitely like maybe it's a reference to that old nursery rhyme. I doubt it, but maybe.
the lady who lived in a shoe
Yeah.
and resorted to piracy to feed her kids.
Yes.
You wouldn't download a shoe.
You. Oh, but now you can.
Yeah. But I mean, if you can afford a 3D printer, you can afford some mac and cheese for your kids. So,
But would you download a 3D printer?
ooh,
Would you print a 3D printer?
yes. That'd be worth it just to tell the story.
Now, would you print it all as one piece, or would you do piece by piece assemble?
I think you got to do it piece by piece. I have a very limited understanding on how 3D printers work, but I think you got to make your components and put them together yourself. So,
Would you replicate a replicator? Could you replicate a replicator?
well, not with a standard replicator. You have to use one of those shipboard industrial replicators. And then that could replicate the smaller crew quarter sized replicator that goes in the wall.
Huh.
Yeah. The only thing that can't be replicated is latinum and, depending on your security settings, weaponry. They don't want people making shivs and flintlocks in their quarters. Have you seen Ensign Taylor lately? No, but he had that twitchy eye thing again.
Oh, so
Star
I can't
Trek.
get my latinum plated bazooka?
If you supply the latinum, they'll give you the bazooka and the plating. Anyway, I want to talk about this cartoon.
No, you don't.
No, I don't. They get on the boat, and the Mario Brothers and Toad are a pretty bad crew.
Which is strange, because the last time they were a pretty good crew.
Yeah, although what was the captain of that pirate ship with the eye patch and the bird?
I don't know. Captain Patchbird.
It could be. And that episode had Starman in it too.
Yep, it did. Spoilers.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sorry. So they're a piss poor crew, but Princess Toadstool says they've got the right stuff. I hope. And they're out to sea, and they get attacked by the monster.
And the captain decides that she's going to dive after it.
Yeah.
So she dons the one scuba helmet that she has on board.
Yeah. An old diving suit riveted helmet. And she has it looks like a rifle, but it's got a plunger in the front.
Harpoon gun.
Yeah. Well, it's supposed to be a harpoon gun, but it looks more like a blunderbuss.
Yes.
But you're right, because it shoots the now starting to become ubiquitous plunger with a rope on it.
Yeah.
And this rope is tied to the end of something, unlike the one in Rolling Down the River. Jeez, that's another carryover. We'll get to it, but this has a writer in common with a couple of these things.
Oh.
Maybe he just had a thing for Plopes. I almost said rungers. I keep looking out the window and seeing the snowfall. It's not pretty. Anyway.
Plopes and rungers?
Yeah, I know. And the worst part is I stopped myself from saying plopes, and then I still almost said rungers. I couldn't reset my brain. But anyway.
I think we have this week's episode title.
Plopes and rungers?
Yeah.
It's we'll see. If you realize the title when you're in the middle of recording, there's probably a better one hiding somewhere. Plus, we don't have a mailbag yet. Anyway, I want to talk about the cartoon.
No, you don't.
So, they dive after the monster. The captain, she has this helmet on. No one else does.
No.
They're just walking, talking, and breathing underwater.
Heavily breathing.
Heavily breathing, yeah.
Like,
with just some watery filter noise. They've used it before, like when they were in the moat in the Shakespeare episode.
was that Shakespeare episode, not the
Romeo and Juliet?
I thought that was a different episode. Maybe.
They were in the moat and they blast their way in.
Oh, yeah. No, that was a different one, but a similar castle.
What was that, Koopenstein?
Yeah, I think that was Koopenstein.
Okay. Anyway, same thing. But in the Mario 2D games, the classic ones, the Mario Brothers don't need air underwater. Not until Mario 64. So, fine, whatever. Talking is a bit much, but surviving, I'll accept. And
Luigi says something like, I hope we find the monster before it finds us.
Yeah. Which is always a great cue.
Yes.
Because the monster finds them.
Immediately.
And it scoops up Mario, Luigi, and the princess.
After a little bit of a chase scene.
Yeah.
Where they use the harpoon gun to catch onto it. And they're holding on as it's going through, and it goes through a tunnel and goes up and snaps the rope.
Yeah, that's right. Which is your first clue besides the obvious rivets that this thing is being piloted.
Yeah.
And pretty well. You never actually see who's steering it. Koopa's always looking through his periscope.
Fry Guy.
Yeah, he just... Fry Guy, well, he certainly wouldn't volunteer to be in a submarine. But... The rope snaps, and that's what separates those three from the captain and Toad, and they get swallowed by the monster, Jonah style. And they're wandering around doing the old cartoon bit where you can only see their eyes.
Yes.
And what is it they say? Something Mario says, now I know what a pizza feels like.
Yes.
When it's swallowed. Oh, yeah, Luigi got another dig. He said that at the beginning. He said that monster's got a bigger appetite than Mario. And, shit, now I'm making noise. Sorry, my leg's falling asleep. Thank you.
You're welcome.
In order to facilitate better mic distance, I'm sitting on the floor, and it was a bad idea. Anyway, the... Koopa turns on the lights. They realize they're in a sub. They're like, it was you attacking the thing, blah, blah, blah. It's like, yes. And he calls himself Koopa Nemo.
Yes.
Which is bad, but not terrible. And this is the third, we were just talking about it last episode. This is the third, and as far as I know, final instance of him having a nickname, but no costume. And I mean, you're in a submarine, you don't get a lot of luggage.
Depends on the submarine.
Yeah, well, okay. You're in a submarine shaped like the Loch Ness Monster.
You'd have luggage.
Okay.
You'd have a lot of luggage.
Well, maybe he just... I don't know. He's been sea captains like twice already.
Maybe he just is tired of replacing his outfit.
Maybe. Now he's tired of not replacing his outfit because this is the last time he doesn't.
Yeah.
But...
Remember when I used to dress up each time I did something evil? I should get back to doing that.
You should. It's better than your previous habit of losing clothing while you sang. I want to talk about the cartoon now, Aaron.
We are.
Okay. So Koopa makes them his new galley slaves, and they're peeling onions, I guess, because they're crying. But you don't peel onions that way with a knife like you're peeling potatoes in a cartoon. But Mario realizes they can get some bottles out of the cupboard in the galley and use them to send messages. Now he says lots of messages, but it cuts back to the boat where Toad and the captain are racing back to
Happy Harbor.
Well, they're not yet because right now they're trying to catch up with the monster.
Yeah. But
they get the message. And it explains what's going on, and so they're going to take, quote, a shortcut back to Happy Harbor so they can warn the people there.
And they heard left.
Yeah. Which, I mean, hey, they're going they're not trying to tail the monster anymore, so that's good.
Yeah.
And then the actual shortcut, pardon me, is launching Toad out of a catapult, Wind Waker style, so that he can warn people. But he doesn't really get a chance to warn people because the monster's there.
Yeah.
No, wait, what the hell am I talking about?
Yeah, what are you talking about?
I made that all up. That was what I thought was going to happen. They use the catapult to launch Toad into the monster's mouth.
Yes.
But what's funny is that he just casually walks into the galley.
Yeah.
Even though we established that being swallowed by the monster puts you at the feet of Koopa's throne inside the sub.
Yes.
Maybe Koopa was looking through the periscope and didn't see him or hear that squeaking ball noise sound that he makes.
Huh. Something annoying is happening. I'm just gonna look out the window.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's looking in a periscope.
Out the window, yes.
Yeah, but it's not the same thing.
A periscope with Squirtle shades.
Yeah, that was a little odd. It was another instance of those. But, okay, Toad, like, he doesn't break them out. They just...
Walk out.
It's like Toad being there reminded them that they could just leave.
Yeah.
Maybe the door was locked until Toad opened it. We don't know. But then all they do is go out into the hallway, immediately get spotted by King Koopa and a couple bloopers.
Is this the first instance of bloopers in the cartoon?
Yes. As far as I can remember, it is. Every time they did underwater stuff, it was Trouters or Cheep Cheeps, I think.
Yes.
And they just chase them and they just jump out the mouth. It doesn't show how they get up there or out of there. So I guess it was just that easy.
Yes.
And this is where the cover song starts coming in, too.
Which I guess we should start talking about right now.
Yeah, it's a cover of Splish Splash by Bobby Darin. You know, the well-known, Splish Splash, I was taking a bath, that one. And the animation's timed fairly well to it this time, actually.
And the cover was actually really good.
It was. Actually, you look at now we don't bother with it because we found out too late, but the Mario wiki for these episodes, most of them link to a page that'll tell you the actual name of the cover group that did the cover songs that, presumably the producers just licensed out from a gas station CD box. But these guys did a pretty good job. And we'll play you a little clip of it right here. Special thanks, as always, to the Super Mario Bros. Super HQ channel on YouTube. Link in the description below.
Splish splash, I was taking a bath on about a Saturday night. A rub dub, just relaxing in the tub, thinking everything was alright. Well, I stepped out of the tub, my feet on the floor. I wrapped the towel around me and I opened the door, and then
so anyway, the boat has started, the sub monster has started eating boats until Mario gets up and covers the periscope view, which leads it ashore and causes it to crash. Oh.
We're missing...
Yes, we are. I'm sorry.
Because
we talked about it. Yeah, when they jump out... Wow, I really jumped ahead.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. It's one of those. Okay, they eject themselves from the monster. They're back to their underwater breathe running. And they run into a dead end of weird Mario-style blocks and stuff. But they're covered in Starmen.
Yes, and there's... but the crew is surrounded by bloopers. So, they do the Starman poetry slam down, including a pasta power increase.
Yeah, it's the Starman, star whatever, gimme pasta power, gimme pasta might. So pasta power is up again.
To 16.
Is it 16? Yes. So that's nice. And then they go to town. Now, here's one of those things that this cartoon does. A Starman gave them fire flower powers.
Yes.
Along with, whatever vague superness they get from it. And it's like, okay, fine, it turns them that color, and okay. So they shoot up all the bloopers, including a couple neat shots where they bounce them from behind to hit the ones who were holding the princess hostage.
Yes.
And then they go after the monster. And they, do both of them jump up on top of it?
I think so. This was another one where, even though I watched it, and I wasn't on my phone, it was hard to be engaged with it.
Yeah. Yeah, it was, for an episode called 20,000 Koopas Under the Sea, it was pretty shallow. And anyway, that's when they, did Luigi do anything after that point? Or is it just Mario covering the periscope?
Just Mario covering the periscope.
Yeah, and that causes Koopa to steer aground and crash.
Yes.
And the Mario Brothers keep their superness the entire time. Not a super NES, that's a different thing. But they're still super at the end. I guess they didn't get sad.
No. Let's see if they're super next time on the animated arcade.
You're jumping the gun a little there, but I respect that. And yeah, there's a joke about Koopa wishing plumbers had never been invented.
Yep.
And all the mushroom people cheering by raising and lowering their arms like they're about to take off and fly. With 2 frames of animation. And yeah, that's where it ends. We cut back to the vampire stuff, which was much more engaging.
Very much so. We didn't talk about the Zelda episode, but we don't need to. It's Doppelganger.
Yeah, more clips of Doppelganger showing the mirror. You guys will know it. It's good. It's a good episode. So
we both were able to recognize it from the first line of dialogue on last episode. So
yeah, it's one that I've seen a few times. It's top 3, top 5. Pardon me. All right, so we'll get into the cast. We got Lou Albano as Mario and Man Number 1. They don't call them mushrooms this time. It's men and lady.
Okay, so John Stalker as Toad and...
Yeah, guess which man number John Stalker was. He's only one other one.
4?
It was 4.
Oh!
Yeah, Danny Wells as Luigi and 2 men. Guess what numbers?
3 and 5?
2 and 5.
Oh.
Yeah. Jeannie Elias as Princess Toadstool, Lady 2 and Lady 3. I don't know who Lady 1 was because that's not credited. Oh, actually, I think it was, but it was 2 more additional voices besides the main one. I think it was just who was the Quirks guy? Morton, yeah. Greg Morton.
Yeah.
I think he's one of them, and I think the same guy from last time, the Dorian Joe Clark.
Yes.
Or Darian, or no,
maybe.
Dorian. Excuse me.
Bless you.
Thank you. And Harvey Atkin as King Koopa / Nemo Koopa, or Koopa Nemo. That's it. Additional VA notes, it's Diane Fabian again as Captain Abadab, who was the genie in Mario's Magic Carpet.
I liked her role as this better than the genie.
Yeah, well, it doesn't help that, the genie was that really annoying sitcom wife voice, which I've been listening to old radio shows on the Sirius XM where I've been driving a lot, and you hear that a lot in that. So actually, I think it's more of a radio voice than a TV voice. It's a way for women to do because everyone's got the 2 voices they can do. Their regular voice and then, the one where they don't sound like themselves because they're pushing it out so hard.
The one where they sound like themselves because they're pushing it out so hard.
They sound like what?
M&Ls.
Boy, I'm crack stuntman, and I always sound like myself.
Oh.
But now we're just showing off.
Oh.
But anyway, so yeah, she was the genie, and now she's the captain. And the episode's writers, it's another returning pair, J. Larry Carroll and David Bennett Karen, who previously wrote Rolling Down the River, Brooklyn Bound, and Do You Princess Toadstool Take This Koopa? Which, episodes that we liked.
Yeah.
2 of which are some of our only ones that managed to pass the red line into lore.
Yes.
Because it's time to talk about that. Lore or filler?
It barely moves into lore.
How so?
The underwater breathing.
Okay, yeah, I'll give you that. And the Koopas and the fireballs working underwater.
Fireballs working underwater. It also just seems like there's actual, like, it's not another one where they're searching for Hercules or random guest star number 38. They're just going, it's like, we need assistance.
Yeah.
What do, like, it's based, like, it can continue on from here and still retain without having to go, what about Hercules? Like, yeah, Captain
Abadab.
Captain Abadab.
I feel like that's a joke that I'm just not remembering. I know there's Abacab, that Genesis album that the Mortal Kombat code is taken from. But yeah, no, I agree. And it's another one of those, we've talked about it before, where Koopa is like consolidating power and taking over one land at a time. This time it's an extortion protection racket where he causes a disaster and then shows up saying, hey, if you make me your king, I'll make it stop.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I agree. It skirts into lore, but just barely.
Just enough.
If Koopa had been wearing a costume, it might have kicked it back out.
Yes. Or if if they wore scuba suits, it would have kicked them out.
You think?
Yes, I think.
Because that was one of your tentative...
I'm like, just because it's lore doesn't mean that I have to like it.
No, and that is a distinction worth making. It doesn't mean it's good.
Yeah.
Just like filler doesn't mean it's bad.
Yeah.
Like, we like to love them and leave them, and that doesn't even have King Koopa in it.
No.
Okay, so we're nudging it into lore just barely. So how would you rate this one?
You know, first let's talk about the theme song that we have.
No.
Oh.
That's not where that goes.
Right.
Remember, we didn't...
How do I rate this? 6.5 Incompetent Marios. And crew.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay, there. Incompetent Marios and crew. Fair enough. I'd give it a solid 6. I had something. That's what I should be using this notepad for. I give it a 6 smiling undersea starmen.
Huh.
Out of 10.
Starman. Whatever that song goes like.
Yeah, this is the
You'd like to come to meet you, da 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 da.
There's a starman waiting in the sky. He'd like to come and meet us, but he thinks he'd blow our minds. There's a starman.
Da 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 da.
Alright. I don't want to get another copyright strike after you put too much of the Doctor Who theme in episode 29. Okay. Alright, ready?
No. Yes.
It's letter time. Hey, it's time for another mailbag. We've got comments, we've got emails, and we've got a piece of in real life mail. Which do you want to start with?
I think we need to end with the in real life mail.
Excellent. All right. Well, Aaron's dug out some comments, and we're going to go through those right now.
All right. So for some reason, we've been getting a lot more comments on the different shorts. Short shorts, long shorts, cargo shorts. All the shorts. So let's start off. So from we're finally recording new episodes this week. 85 Disco Coles responded to that with, I'm desperate for a new episode. Good news, 85 Disco Coles. There will be new episodes.
Yeah, by the time you hear this, there have been at least 2. We're back on track, more or less. From my understanding, this episode that this mailbag is in might be a day late, but other than that, we're on track. Which, of course, ended up being a week,
due to Christmas.
And that's a cat jumped on the table, because the minute you say, okay, let's get started, cats jump on the table and rub against microphones that they can't stand seeing not covered in cat hair.
So we're out of the hotel, back in the basement?
I'm sorry, I can hear you because you're talking like this, and then you're talking like this, and then you talk back then. Just put it in front of you. Or face it. One or the other. You literally have it like this.
Is this better?
It will be, as long as it stays that way.
All right.
Okay, comments.
Magic Carpet Ride. This is our good friend, supporter of the show, Lanola Cola. Now I want to see if Super Mario Bros. Super Show did a cover of CCR's Fortunate Son or Buffalo Springfield's For What It's Worth.
Neither of those ring a bell. I try not to peek at the master list too often, but on the master video from the Super Mario Bros. Super HQ channel on YouTube, link in the description below that we use, they're all time stamped, and so sometimes you see what the next few are going to be when you're digging through, but I don't think so.
That, and just find a mediocre cover of any one of those, and you have the same quality as what we have.
Yeah, odds are you'll find the one that would have been used in the alternate timeline that they did use it in.
Yeah. It's a good idea and a good practice in discipline.
Discipline?
Justice.
Commitment?
Yes, all of those things.
They have their own code of honor, discipline, justice, commitment, and together they will triumph against the forces of evil. Street Fighter!
Maybe someday we'll talk about the Street Fighter cartoon.
We should. But which one? The anime? The cartoon based on the movie?
That one, to start with. I think that gives us more material because it's another Deke show.
Yes.
So many of them are Deke shows.
But at that point, we have already gone through all the voice actors.
Oh no, this one is, the Street Fighter one holds a place in my heart because it's all Ocean Group. You got Scott McNeil as Ken and Blanca. You got the Rhinox guy, one of the Dobson brothers, as M. Bison. Can't remember which.
Mike?
I think it's Paul Dobson, actually. But yeah, the Street Fighter cartoon is up on the list, certainly, of things we're going to be looking into. Which wasn't your question or comment at all, but we thought we'd mention it right now.
Yes. Then on the...
Sorry.
That picked that right up.
Oh, man.
We're starting off early with drinks today. John, what are you drinking?
One of those grape soda flavored rock stars.
I should try those sometime. On the latest episode on YouTube, Lanola Cola has commented, this episode would have been called Mario Hood Plumbers in Tights, but Robin Hood Men in Tights came out in 93.
Yep. Actually, I was going to use that clip from Robin Hood Men in Tights where he jokes about the accents in that spot where we joke about the accent.
Yeah.
And either it just went by me in the editing and I forgot, or for some reason I decided not to. But I think I just might have forgotten.
Well, we'll fix it in post.
Yeah, maybe we'll put it in right here. But probably not.
Oh, we have another new comment on It Pours Gold, the short, from Namanab Brav 8.
Yeah, ignore the numbers, it's Manananav. It's Banana Man backwards. It's another jump on the Batwagon thing, all those banana people.
Oh, you poor child. Pretty sure no child there is poor again.
Well, that depends on what drinking trace amounts of gold will do to you.
They're sick, they're not poor. There's a difference.
Yeah, fair enough. If you're rich, you can afford to be sick.
Yeah.
Oh, topical.
Oh. And then on reminder that there was a new episode last week, Lanola Cola also commented, We see what Flame Princess's mom looked like back in the day.
I haven't watched Adventure Time in a long time. I was one of those people who started out strong early on and then kind of opted out once the show kind of got up its own hole a little bit.
Yeah.
But I guess it stuck the landing fairly well. But then they've been making more of it lately, so I don't know. We'll see.
Then the Zelda theme in Mario cartoon, when they stuck their snork beaks to the sky.
They did do that.
And played the Wrath of Khan theme.
I'm still proud of that.
Atoko 34. My mind is much...
Oh, it's otaku.
Yes,
You know?
Atoku. We're saying the same thing.
Atako 34. I love this scene so much. Thank you for posting this.
I could go for a taco right now.
Yeah, as could I.
And then, in the Secret Agent Man cover, Dragonfire1911 responded, Secret Agent Man only.
No idea exactly what that's supposed to mean, but thank you for the comment.
Yes, we appreciate all engagement, even the hate mail.
Yeah.
Which we haven't received yet.
No.
That we know of.
We've gotten ambivalent mail before.
Yes.
We've gotten people saying they want to use their AI tools to help our podcast. We told them what to do with themselves by politely ignoring their email.
And it was automatically sent to their the junk anyways, so...
Yes, it was. But because we have so few regular emails, we make sure to check the junk folders as well. Just in case it's a real person who got misassigned.
Yeah. Or in case I sent something from my other email.
Yeah, he's automatically a spam risk. Alright, is that it for comments?
Yeah, that's it for comments.
Alright, well, once again, we've got a double deal of Dr. Derp letters. And as we alluded to last time, this will actually be, the second letter will be the one that this episode is about. But first, a quick look back at Hooded Robin and his Mario Man /Foul. Oh, I'm starting off good. Hooded Robin and his Mario Man /Flower Power, or Koopa's Got Everybody's Voice. Hey, John and Aaron, this might be my last time sending mail to gmail.com. Depends on how the handle is updated to reflect the new show name. Well, it's now theanimatedarcade@gmail.com. Yeah. Hopefully you still get this. Yeah. Like we said last time, we'll be checking both. Anyway, I hope you're in the mood for some merry antics today. Thoughts on Flower Power? Well,
can I get some Jerry antics instead?
You can. Well, it's not a Muppet in a can, but it's more interesting than I expected going in. Oh, we're already diverging. Even if it reminds me a little too much of the Elvira guest appearance.
I can agree with that.
Mm-hmm. Bland. In all seriousness, Elvira's a lot more fun to look at.
Yeah. And had some actual substance to her acting.
Yeah. Loses its steam quickly after the cartoon.
Okay, you know what?
The story starts?
I 100% agree with that. As soon as Scott Nems shows up, it just tanks.
Yeah, the build-up was decent enough.
Yeah.
Thoughts on Hood and... Oh, man. Sorry, it's early, folks. It's noon.
Thoughts on Hooded Robin and his Mario Men.
The joyous return of the Kimpossible guys at last, and the timely arrival of the titular Roadrunner lookalike. Some additional details that immediately stand out to me include the adorable but obviously sped-up voice of the Mushroom Kid, and Koopa's lack of a disguise despite possessing a moniker. Yeah, it's one of only 3 times they do that. Also, Koopa talking with Toad's voice is an amusing animation error. Come to think of it, a few different characters' voices come out of Koopa's mouth by accident. Come to think of it, it's not even exclusive to Koopa. No, it ain't. There's nothing dramatically creative about the premise, aside from Hooded Robin himself, I suppose, but the action is well choreographed and the gags are well paced, and it feels like an organic riff on Robin Hood overall. Yeah, you can tell this was from before Prince of Thieves kind of pushed Robin Hood back into public consciousness a bit in the 90s. Because there was another chunk of Robin Hood stuff from when we were kids that kind of came out from that thing's success. The only major issues I couldn't help but notice are animation errors and errors in sound design. For example, no sound effects in the magic potion door. Yeah, or no sound effects for a few seconds during the music montage. Also, remember kids, don't play with fire. This week's cover song is a personal favorite of mine. Maybe I'm not as familiar with 50s era pop as I should be, but Rockin' Robin has always had a special place in my heart. The lack of sound effects takes a bit out of the climax, but it was overall a solid tune.
Disagree.
Yeah, I kind of warmed up to it when I was rewatching it for thumbnails, but yeah, I found it on the weaker side. Favorite joke? Visualize your dream mode. I also appreciate the line about liquid assets. Yes, that's the sort of joke that I would have made. Books or hip-hop? Books. Unintentional foreshadowing. The sight of Toad wearing sunglasses in his disguise recalls various Paper Toad policemen from the Paper Mario games. Also, the sight of Princess Toadstool with a feather in her crown recalls to me the sight of Fire Mario in Super Mario Land 2, 6 golden coins. 51 to date. Yeah, in Mario Land 2, when Mario gets the fire flower, they put a feather in his hat because they can't color him differently because it was on the Game Boy.
Oh.
So it's like a visual thing. That's why the 1-Up mushrooms become hearts on the Game Boy, so visually they're not just mushrooms. MVP of the episode, Hooded Robin. As insane as the character is in concept, he's fun and quick-witted. Updated top 5. Even with the sound effect blunders, this does crack not only my top 5, but my Yacht 10 as well. Sandwiched right in between That Sinking Feeling and Butch Mario. I would put it above Butch Mario.
Yes.
Question of the week. Question of the week. Think up a quick and easy way to disguise yourself as a Mario enemy. For example, taking a giant cotton ball and some aviator goggles to become Lakitu. Will the seaweed be greener next time? Only time will tell. See ya. Okay, how would you quickly disguise yourself as a Mario enemy and which one?
I don't know. Put on a fedora, badly fitted sports coat, and call myself a game reviewer.
That's a Mario enemy?
Depends on whether or not I think Mario is woke or not.
That's fair enough. I would, to be more literal, let's see. Just put on a... I'm trying to think of which Mario enemy I disguised myself as and how I would do it. It's pretty easy just to go to the store and buy a Mario, like a Bowser Halloween costume, but if it's something you gotta make out of things where you are... Probably get myself a hockey helmet, because this is Canada, and some hammers, and be a hammer bro.
Hear me out, cover myself in paint, and I'd be the sludge from Sunshine.
There you go. You're already the sludge from Sunshine.
Oh.
Or maybe it's just because that Hawaiian shirt is particularly brownish.
Yeah, this one is less of my typical brightly colored Hawaiian shirts. This is a casual Hawaiian, not a business Hawaiian.
Yeah. For those days where you don't really leave your cabin.
Yeah.
Okay, we got another Dr. Derp letter. 20,000 Koopas Under the Sea / Vampire Until Ready or Koopa Nemo. Time to get hooked on the brothers again. Thoughts on Vampire Until Ready? I'm not going to bother arguing the canonicity of this bumper in relation to the last time we saw Dracula. I just appreciate how it subverts the old I'm going to bonk the thing on your head gag. Yeah, we sort of touched on it from what I remember, but it's pretty impossible to reconcile this version of Dracula with Zoltan Dracula, their roommate.
Yeah.
To be completely honest, neither Dracula rapper does much for me, but at least I can appreciate the first one for its stronger atmosphere, build-up, and better one-liners. This one is pretty much just a single gag extended as far as it can be. Not an awful gag, but did this really have to be an entire rapper? It's a shame this is apparently where Lou and Danny spent all their energy. Thoughts on 20,000 Koopas Under the Sea? Do Lou Albano and Danny Wells sound tired to you? They do to me. Either they were both under the weather or they recorded too many of these in too short a time span. I don't know. I don't remember them sounding any different to me.
I do feel like with that one, it was weaker and they were having a little bit less energy, but it wasn't, hey, we're sick. It was, I think it was, as Dr. Derp has put, they've done too many of these. It's getting repetitive. And they've already done a Dracula bit.
No, he's talking about in the cartoon.
Oh.
Was it like the last one of that recording cycle, or?
Maybe. Yes.
They churned these out.
Yeah. That one, I do remember that as well. No, but I've listened to it a little bit more recently. I will also have to say, and I apologize, this last episode that this is coming out on, we were missing energy.
Were we?
There was a lot that was going on and everything, and we did 2 episodes, one great, one where we just seemed to be getting back into the hang of things, but feeling confident that we're already good.
Oh, okay. Well, I haven't heard 32 yet, because at time of recording, it's still being edited by Aaron.
Yeah.
So, I guess we'll see. Apologies if we do come in low. If there's any cartoon plot that this is truly time-tested, it's the old Loch Ness Monster is actually a robot/submarine bit. Scooby-Doo has done it, Phineas and Ferb have done it, Gravity Falls has done it. Maybe this all ties back to the influence of Jules Verne, or maybe it's just an easy pitch to conceptualize. In any case, it's pretty obvious given the monster's design that it's a sub. The cartoon is barely hiding the twist. I suppose it's refreshing in the same manner that seeing the roller coaster track is a comfort, but it's not necessarily inspired. Given the setting is Happy Harbor, I have to wonder where young Justice is. At least they aren't kissing Koopa's feet like he's demanding the townspeople do. I'm starting to become very concerned about Koopa's interests outside of world domination. The concern is just enough to negate the joy of seeing bloopers in the cartoon for the first time. Yeah, I think we mentioned that was the first time we actually saw bloopers, which is nice. It's usually Trouters. Everybody give a hand to Dola from Miyazaki's Castle in the Sky for giving our heroines a lift on her schooner. A shame her... 2 kids, but it's T-O. A shame her 2 kids were too busy to join her in the shoe where she raised them. You may ask yourself, what is the point of the old lady in the shoe visual gag? I know we asked that.
Yeah.
I will tell you, I don't know, but at least more thought was put into it than the name Koopa Nemo. For a while it felt like it was smooth sailing, but the cartoon quickly loses steam in the back half. Yeah, that's part of it. We were a bit run down, but the cartoon was not giving us much to work with either.
No, and that was the thing, is it was a weak cartoon with weak hosts.
At the very least, credit where it's due to both the rocking cover song and the occasional underwater ripple effect. Very keen. Yeah, even though they were just talking underwater somehow. Favorite joke? It's times like this that make me proud to be a bully. Unintentional foreshadowing. The design of the sea monster naturally recalls to me Plessy and other similar characters from the 3D Mario games. Also, I guess the presence of Princess Peach underwater foreshadows her status as a playable character in Mario Party, 3D World, and Mario Wonder. 53 to date.
Princess who?
MVP of the episode, Lou Albano and Danny Wells, for going above and beyond the Call of Duty with their voice work. It hurts me to hear their voice work in this episode the same way it hurts to watch a bedridden relative reach for a glass of water. I don't... Just because I haven't seen it in a while, I don't remember it being that weak, but I'm sure upon reflection I'll notice it. Updated top 5. In addition to how funky the cartoon gets in the back half, I can't look past the vocal performances of Lou and Danny. I can forgive funky animation errors and wonky character designs, but I draw the line at implied abuse of the talent. At least I can rest easy knowing that it's leagues better than Pirates of the Koopa. Having said that, here's my Yop 10.
Let's see.
White Knight, Toad Warrior, Sing for the Unicorn, Mario and Joliet, Kiss and Tell, Time Out Luigi, That Sinking Feeling, Hooded Robin, Butch Mario, On Her Majesty's Sewer Service.
Which means Stars in Their Eyes is no longer on that list.
Yay! Do we still have the... No, we don't have the applause one anymore. Oh well, that's good enough.
Yeah. I'll add it in post.
Honorable mentions also to the live-action rappers Slimebusters, Alligator Dundee, Fake Bro, and Dance. Yes, those are all pretty good.
Yes.
Especially Dance, where Alfonso does 2 days' work in half a segment.
Yeah.
Question of the week. You have to spend 3 months living in a submarine without being detected. How would you disguise your sub? The luck of the Irish is on our side next time. See you then.
Do we pull down Periscope and every time that another sonar beep comes across our bow, we surface, turn off all power, and start singing sea shanties?
You can. As for me, I think it's more of a, what would you disguise your sub as kind of question. I would turn mine into, or disguise it as, let's see. I don't know.
You could be a blue whale. Iceberg.
Just an underwater iceberg.
No one said that it had
Rise of Cobra icebergs that sink.
No one said it had to be submerged. Just that it had to be submarine.
Oh, fair enough. Disguise the submarine as a desert island, complete with fake palm trees and a little treasure chest on top. Then anyone who lands on it either gets shanghaied into my crew or cast back into the water.
Oh, you're coming for my treasure? Down, down, down I go.
Oh yeah, they gotta open the lid. Elevator down.
Yeah.
There's an idea. Jeez, I think we have the skeleton of something there.
Well, stay tuned for the next animated arcade project. The deserted submarine.
Yeah. We'll just set a microphone up in a fish tank and have a loop of a sonar ping and play that for an hour.
It's good going to bed music, and make sure to stream it at least 8 hours a night.
Yeah. Don't waste your time on Pokemon Sleep.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for everyone for the letters and comments. But we have one more piece of mail to attend to, a physical one. Because on my way out of where I live to come to where Aaron lives, I stopped by the residence of our good friend Cole, one of the Disco Coles. I won't say which one.
I will.
Yeah. And he has a Christmas present for us because it's that time of year. And we have not unwrapped it yet, but it's a pretty big box. Say, 1.5 by half a foot?
Yeah, 1.5 feet, 8 inches.
8 inches. And it's got a plastic handle on the top. And it's fairly hefty. Aaron, do you want to do the ripping or do you want me to do the ripping?
I think we should both, but I also want to take a little half second to admire the design of the wrapping.
Yeah, he layered 3 different wrapping papers in a concentric angle inward towards the center on the front and, on the front. Yeah, Aaron's going to take a picture of it and we'll have it as a reply to the social posts for this episode. I was just thinking the same thing. Try not to get too much of your basement in the photo. Take the photo again.
No, all you see is Batman Ray.
Oh, okay. Regarding Batman. All right, you want to do this?
Yeah, let's grab...
Yeah, I was going to move that stuff, but...
Yeah, let's... I'll move your Rockstar, air quotes. My travel books, air quotes.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah, hang on. Which way do we want to do this? Or just rip the shit out of it?
I think we can only rip the shit out of it. Maybe lie it down, like...
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, don't bump the thing. Oh my God. People, he bumped the thing. All right. 3, 2, 1. Oh,
no.
So whose house does this stay at? Probably yours.
Hey, paisanos.
Yeah.
It's a paisano.
Yeah. Cole has gotten us the Paisano countertop pizza oven cooker thing.
By Granite Stone.
Yeah. Something we've been toying with the idea of purchasing ourselves more than once.
Yes.
Though, of course, that was before McCain pulled all their frozen pizza out of Canada. But regardless, this is still going to be cool.
That, and we can just get we can make our own pizzas instead of the frozen pizzas with this.
And still cook it on this.
Yeah.
Damn, thanks, Cole.
This has been one hell of a Christmas already.
Yeah.
Well, that changes what we're having for lunch tomorrow.
Well, we got to do something with all this wrapping paper.
Yeah. I guess see you back at the episode.
Yep, we're going to segue to it right now. I'm pretty sure they believe the wrapping paper is real.
Just in case they didn't,
Yeah.
I had to make them know.
If you want to reach out to the show, you can leave a comment on the YouTube version.
On Twitter X at Animated Arcade.
And on Blue Sky Facebook at The Animated Arcade. And also that's our name on TikTok, where most weeks you get a best of clip or a side-by-side of the cover song comparison.
This cover song added.
Yeah, this is definitely going to go up when this episode does to link back to it.
Yeah.
Usually I try to do at least one short that is current, and then if that's the only short it gave me, the other week I have to do something else. But it all kind of works out. I've had some that were from, they were about way previous episodes, but the short itself took off like crazy.
Yeah.
So I can't complain.
Like the Magic Carpet cover,
Yeah,
which should be coming out before this episode.
it probably did. All right. Before we get into predictions, we're still finding a place to organically put this, but our new theme song is After School Keyboard Club by Exennial, sourced from freemusicarchive.org. Link in the description below. And now we're going to get into predictions. So the next episode... All right, the live action segment is Heartthrob.
So, there's a few different options on this. Either Mario or Luigi find a crush that they have, or one of the guest stars that comes down ends up falling in love with Mario and Luigi.
Both?
Or one or the other. Final option is open heart surgery, switching Mario and Luigi's hearts between each other.
Oh, and it makes them somehow act like each other or something.
Act similar to how they would, with the same, Mario would be slightly more sarcastic and venomous, and
Luigi would be slightly more optimistic and endearingly chummy.
yes.
Okay. I don't know. I mean, that's getting into Cher's Poochie territory.
So, that was on this show as well, so.
I guess so. That's the problem. Okay. And I don't know that one either, so I can throw in, and I'm not looking at a picture of it, so I can guess Heartthrob. It's not as simple as just a model shows up. But since you did the outlandish ones, that's what I'll go with.
Okay.
Stop it, I can hear that. So, and then the cartoon is called, and this is going to make some people upset, Mighty McMario and the Pot of Gold.
Leprechauns.
Yeah, I think so too. We're not going to debate this one.
Yeah.
It's leprechauns. Now, what will Koopa do?
Steal the gold.
From the leprechauns?
Yes.
And they have to get it back or the mushroom orphanage closes.
All the snakes in the Mushroom Kingdom come to the surface to eat all the mushroom people. Or something. I don't know what the origin of St. Paddy's Day is.
Yeah.
I know it has snakes.
Something about Whacking Day.
Yep.
Barry White is in it.
Yeah. Nope, that's Groundhog Day when you have to relive the same day over and over and over again.
You mean that's when you got to sit there and listen to every episode of this show in sequence?
Oh, there are episodes that I really enjoy. This, not really one of them.
What, this one we're in right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, but will you change your tune when you hear it later?
I will probably really enjoy listening to us go through this episode. I just didn't enjoy watching the episode that we had to watch, because although it's slightly better than what we've been seeing for the cartoon and the live action, they both still were a little flat, making it a little harder to.
Yeah, because I mean, we're 32 episodes into this now, and we're hitting a kind of a dull point in the writing itself.
Yes.
You know, we're still waiting for the next big standout.
Does that mean that after next episode, we are halfway through?
Basically.
Oh.
Because it's 65, so technically that's 32 and a half.
So
but because Tutti Frutti O Mario was repeated, we can say yes, because the half is already done. We've already reviewed the extra half.
So we're halfway through after this episode. No, yes.
Technically, yeah.
Well,
halfway through the show, but obviously that's not where we stop.
If you have been enjoying this show, congratulations for making it halfway through. If you haven't been enjoying this show,
like, comment, and subscribe.
Why are you still here if you don't enjoy it? Stop punishing yourself. You're not contractually obligated to do this like John and I are.
Yeah. Why did we sign that in our own blood?
To a man in a crossword.
A man in a crossword?
Yeah.
Like a puzzle? A crossword puzzle?
Yeah.
38 across means you got to do this show for 3 years?
Yes.
Oh. That's how they get guest stars. But we'll find out about what kind of guest stars we're Oh, God damn it. But we'll find out about the guest stars that we get blood contracts for next time. Because until next time, I'm John.
I'm so very tired.
Yeah, it's a winter day. But
until next time.
Maybe the sun will be out next time.
Do the Mario.
Thanks for listening to The Animated Arcade. Our theme song is After School Keyboard Club by Xennial, sourced from freemusicarchive.org. Our logo and thumbnail art is done by Shell, who you can follow on Instagram at YourMidnightCrafter. The cover songs from the Mario-themed episodes are sourced from the Super Mario Bros. Super HQ channel on YouTube. These links, as well as the music used in our Zelda-themed episodes and all of our social media accounts, are found in the description.